Let's speak about Gold Mining Inc, baby. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact, and today we're speaking about an exciting looking company. They went public back in 2011. Now, if you know about gold, you know that 2011 was pretty much the start of a massive bear market for gold in general. So since then, they've been trading on the TSX and they have been trading OTC. But literally just today, as you watch this video, they got listed on the New York Stock Exchange, which is obviously a big deal for any company. And the company's name, as I briefly said, is Gold Mining Inc. Now, this is a company who, in my opinion, has a very interesting business model. They've been acquiring properties with extremely cheap gold resource prices since 2011, since this whole bear market began. And now, I think a lot of you guys are going to know how gold is performing. This is all starting to come to fruition. They're up 170% on the 6-month chart, and they're up 480% on the 5-year chart. That's some juicy gains. They're currently trading at $325 Canadian a share. Roth Capital has a 12-month price target of $575 a share. So, you know, you see Roth Capital behind the company. A lot of you guys are going to be aware of them. It's a good sign off the bat. I mean, we've touched on this before, but as the market's in such unpredictable times, a lot of investors who are traditionally into stocks like to get into some commodities, and a lot of people will think of gold straight away. And I mean, gold has been on an incredible rally since literally the end of 2018, the entirety of 2020 so far. It's an exciting industry all in all. It's a volatile one, but if you get in at the right time, it is an exciting one. Right before we get into the video, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? It really helps me out. I would appreciate you massively. If you're new around here, what are you waiting for, my friend? Hit that juicy red subscribe button and join the family of nearly 50,000 investors. We're trying to get there soon. And drop me a comment down below. I want to know what you guys think of this company. And guys, full disclaimer, this is a sponsored video, but I am not under obligation to say anything in particular. And also, I would not speak about a company if I did not genuinely think they had fantastic prospects. But understand that all of the views that are brought up in this video are my own. Nobody has a gun to my head. I don't have to say anything in particular. With that being said, guys, into the video. So this right here is the company we're going to be speaking about today. Okay, Gold Mining Inc. And to start things off, I just want to show you guys the stock chart and what things look like. So as I said, the 6-month chart, we're up 170%, which off the bat is awesome. 5-year chart, okay, you can see yet again, we're up 480%. And it becomes quite clear to see that 2020 as a whole for this company has been incredible. So back in 2011 was when these guys became publicly traded, okay? And I'm sure a lot of you guys will be aware of this, but gold in general went into a massive bear market from 2011 onwards. If we take a quick look at Barrick Gold, because I know this is a stock that a lot of you guys will be aware of because of Warren Buffett. 2011, okay, they were trading, you know, they were at $55 a share. Look at the size of this crash. Nearly 90% wiped out over the span of 4 years. It was a truly horrific market. There was a big rebound, okay, but it was short-lived, and again it went into this terrible bear market. And it really was kind of the latter half of 2018 where things started to pick up, and since then we've been going back up nicely. And you can see that here, we're looking at gold prices, and we were on this truly amazing bull run, okay? We went all the way up to over $2,000, and then it was downhill massively. We were all the way down at 1100, and then here we are. It traded a little bit sideways for a considerable period of time. October 2018, the bear run really began. That is important to understand when we start to speak about this company. So now I want to show you the team, okay? The first man, the chairman and founder, Amir Adnani. I love the way he describes this, okay? He is directing a gold resources acquisition and development company that is growing and controls a sizable portfolio of gold projects across America, which of course we will get into. Well, if you have a look at this really quickly, okay? According to research by S&P Global Market Intelligence and National Bank Financial Markets, the average cost to discover gold is $170 per ounce in the ground, okay? So that doesn't sound that bad, but then consider that in order to be considered a serious discovery, okay, you'll need to discover about 1 million ounces. That's a lot of ounces. So we've all heard the strategy of buying when there is blood in the streets. Like Warren Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. And this is exactly what gold mining has been doing for literally close to a decade at this stage. So these guys made acquisition after acquisition all during the 2011 to 2019 gold bear market, and we can see that here. And again, we will go into this a little bit further later on, but this company, okay, literally acquired properties with gold resources for as low as 50 cents per ounce of measured, indicated and inferred resources. So whichever metric we want to use, that's extremely cheap. When it does say up here the average cost to discover gold is $170 per ounce, and we're getting it at 50 cents. That's pretty insane. And that's the power, I believe, of being greedy when others are fearful. And that's exactly what this company has done for a very considerable period of time. You guys know me. You know we love an investor presentation or a corporate presentation on this channel. And here is one brand spanking up to date, October 2020. You'd love to see it. So stick with me here because we're going to be getting into some figures now, but it's very important to just understand the scale of this business. So we have a multi-million ounce gold resource. We have a portfolio of large, highly prospective gold and copper projects located in mining-friendly jurisdictions in the Americas. So you'll see we have an 11.4 MOZ M&I resource. So in case you don't know what these things mean, MOZ means millions of ounces. So 11.4 millions of ounces. Then you're going to see these signs, okay? Infrared, measured and indicated, M and I, or proven and probable. So infrared is the lowest confidence category based on just enough drilling to outline the mineralization. And then M&I, measure and indicated, that's what we're looking at here with our M&I resource. These higher confidence categories have been drilled enough to establish their geometry and continuity reasonably well. So these are relatively accurate numbers. So we have 11.4 there and 13.8 million ounces in infrared. So basically that's an awful lot of gold, people. I mean, an ounce of gold is pretty much sitting at $1,900 right now. That's a lot of money. So it's a wholly owned subsidiary, okay, so exposure to large and diversified gold royalty portfolio. They continue making accretive acquisitions, so they acquire gold resources at a fraction of the cost to drill. This is the growth strategy, and this is the thing that genuinely made me think that this was a really exciting company. I mean, it literally is the definition of being greedy when others are fearful. And then hopefully that will lead to, you know, big gains in the future for all of its investors and for the company. Strong financial platform. Look at this, okay? $7.1 million of cash and no debt. That's as of the company's filing for the quarter ended May 31st. And then we have strong insider ownership, which I do personally like to see. Long-term institutional shareholders and strategic partners. So that's a very basic understanding of everything that's going on here. But this is something that you really need to understand. I mean, the acquisitions, guys. It's taking advantage of a bear market and waiting for the bull market. And again, let me just show you that 6-month chart. It is absolutely beautiful. They've been taking advantage for a long time and it really is coming to fruition. So I don't want to go too in depth here, but the gold mining assets, you can see all of these different places, okay, for their pipeline of gold and copper resource stage projects. I will leave this presentation linked in the description in case you want to go through it in depth. But I mean, we just went through the overall number. That's the most important thing for you guys to understand. Look at this, a diversified resource portfolio in the Americas. So again, look, we're in Brazil, USA, Colombia, Peru, Canada. Absolutely awesome. So this is it, guys, right here. Look at this. Peak market cap of acquisitions using low gold price to build value. So the total cost of their acquisitions, $81 million. Total peak market cap, $850 million. Keep in mind, these are in Canadian dollars. I mean, boom. Absolutely awesome. And keep in mind, as of watching this video, these guys should be listed on the New York Stock Exchange. That's going to lead to a whole lot of institutions being forced to buy this company. Remember when people were speaking about Tesla getting included in the S&P 500 and institutions be forced to buy? We're going to see a very similar situation here. And for a company with that small of a market cap right now, that could make a big difference. So look at these key shareholders, guys. So if you're involved in the gold market, you're more than likely going to recognize Ruffer Gold. But even the guys who are just involved in stocks aren't too heavily involved in gold whatsoever. You're going to recognize Credit Suisse, you're going to recognize BlackRock, you're going to recognize Oppenheimer. Some very big institutions inside of this company right now, people. And when we're speaking about that, I'm going to bring you back to Roth Capital. And this right here, so this is by Jake Sikelski. It's not by Craig Irwin. I know everybody thinks Roth Capital thinks Craig Irwin, but anyway, by Jake, still a part of Roth Capital. So when they were at $2 a share, this was published. You can see this 12-month price target of $5.75 when they were $2 a share. They were looking at about 175% growth over the span of 12 months. I mean, that is very, very juicy. And I mean, it's completely and utterly attainable from what we've seen over the last 6 months. Now, obviously, it has gone up considerably since this was written, but the price target does still stand. And again, it's by Roth Capital. Very, very respected Roth Capital are. Now, again, I will link this in the description below in case you do want to read through it yourself. One thing I do like to go through when I'm looking at these, though, is the valuation, okay? So to give you an understanding of how somebody like Roth Capital is coming to this sort of valuation on this company, our $5.75 price target is based on sum of the parts method, including NAV analysis at South George, using a 10% discount rate and an in-situ valuation method for the remainder of gold mining's assets. We assign a $25 per ounce in-situ valuation for M&I gold equivalent resources and $10 per ounce in infrared resources to arrive at our rounded $5.75 per share price target. So it's straightforward the way they come to this sort of valuation. And I think that if the gold market keeps going this strong and if more and more people do get involved, it could well be more than that. Now, I would like to make it very clear, I'm obviously not a financial advisor. I mean, I'm wearing the hoodie that proves that, my friends. But yeah, when I see Roth Capital posting something like this, it fills me with confidence. And here is quite a cool chart as well. So gold mining share price compared to gold price, you can see a very clear correlation when the price goes up, but we go up a lot faster. Now what is awesome is it literally goes through the entirety of their portfolio. So again, if that is of interest to you, come to the investor presentation, check this all out. It genuinely is just pretty sick to read through in all honesty. So right off the bat, I love what I'm seeing with this company. The CEO as well, I actually think is absolutely awesome. I have watched a couple of interviews with this guy. He comes across really well. Now here's just one more of the facts that I read that when you read it, you're a little bit like, wow, that just makes a lot of sense. Now this is a little bit outdated, but you're still going to get the picture. In total, about $80 million in cash and shares has been spent to acquire the properties that hold a collective 10.5 million ounce M&I resource. We already went through that, it's more now. One asset alone, the Titribi project in Colombia, had a market cap of $334 million at the turn of the previous decade. Just one asset. At the time of writing, that was nearly double the company's entire market cap. That's one asset. Now, it is our biggest, but I mean, look at how many more we have as of right now. That carries about 6.2 thousand M&I and 3.4 thousand INF. Whistler, 2.7 thousand M&I. Yellowknife, 1,000. Lamina, 1,000. Cruzeiro, nearly 1,000. They're asset heavy. They are very asset heavy and they have no debt. It's beautiful. And you guys know I've been looking into these relatively small cap gold mining companies for months at this stage. I know we have the bigger players out there, the more established players, but I also think that on this channel we like finding hidden gems, and I like investing in companies at a particular stage of their life cycle where I think that there is immense growth potential in the short, medium and long term. And I think we're looking at a company right now who has primed themselves incredibly well for growth. Now of course we're a relatively small market cap company. For the last 9 years we've been traded OTC and on the TSX, and I genuinely think that going onto the NYSE is going to be fantastic for these guys. I want to show you another ad list, okay, from Haywood Capital Markets. This is from June, okay. The stock price was 174 at the time. They had a buy rating, a target price of 425, and they had the risk down as very high. And I mean, yeah, we can expect that. In general, when a company is OTC and we have a relatively small market cap, there is going to be very high risk. Seeing them go on to the New York Stock Exchange though should, you know, to an extent fill us with a little bit more confidence. I mean, we see this, gold mining establishing NSOs on 14 projects covering 25.2 million ounces of gold. I mean, beautiful. And yet they recommended action back then, which was the end of June. We recommend buying gold mining to take advantage of the unwarranted market discount and new catalyst. As I said, it's a very interesting business model that, you know, we don't really see very often at all. And I respect it because it really is the definition of being greedy when others are fearful, which is very hard to do. So again guys, that's the majority of what I have to say on these guys today. Very exciting. Again, I will have links to a lot of the stuff we went through in the description down below. I will also have their respective ticker symbols and whatever exchange they are on, just so you guys can easily find them. But very exciting company. But that's gold mining, baby. So if you do want those resources, check out the description guys, and make sure as always to do your own research, do your own due diligence, form your own thoughts and opinions. So if you have watched this video all the way till the end, you my friend are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you being here. Genuinely think this is an awesome looking company. I think it was the business model that really did, you know, catch my interest on these guys. And I know it was a sponsored video, but I've literally turned down more than 10 sponsored videos over the last couple of weeks. I wouldn't make a video on a company I'm not happy making a video on, I'll put it that way. But I do urge you to do your research, I genuinely do. It's very interesting, and especially, you know, if you're like me, you have a lot of exposure in EV, maybe tech, it could just be nice to diversify a little bit. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, could I please ask you to hit that like button, drop me a comment down below and subscribe if you're new around here. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. I will see you for tomorrow's video. Peace.